Meta just gave AI the ability to do your work and let you steer it while it's working. Google's new robots can tie knots and coordinate with each other. This isn't sci-fi anymore. And high school students just wrote AI policy that education leaders are listening to. No BS AI briefing brought to you by Proactive AI. Welcome back. I'm your host, Vikash, and this is where builders get straightforward AI news without the fluff. All right, let's dive in. We've got a lot of high signal items this week that are really pushing the boundaries of what AI can do, not just what it can say. First up, Google DeepMind launched Gemini Robotics 2. This isn't just a small update, it's about whole body AI agents designed for multi-step physical tasks. And get this, multi-robot coordination. We're talking about models that act as vision language action controllers, embodied reasoning planners, and even on-device adapters. Plus, they've added something called the ASIMOV-Agentic safety benchmark. In plain English, this means we're seeing robotics move beyond very narrow, repetitive automation. Think of it as robots that can actually understand complex instructions, figure out a sequence of actions, and even work together to accomplish something physically demanding like assembling furniture or managing a complex warehouse process. For builders, the interesting part is that this moves robotics beyond just picking up a specific box in a specific place. It opens the door to truly adaptable physical agents in logistics, manufacturing, and maybe even in home assistance down the line. That safety benchmark, the Asimov-Agentic one, is also a big deal because it aims to lower the deployment friction for enterprise robotics, which is exactly what you need to see if you want these things to move out of the lab and into the real world. Next, we've got Meta and their Muse Spark 1.1. This is a significant jump because it enables autonomous agent workflows. These agents can plan, execute, and here's the kicker, allow for real-time user steering. It integrates with everyday tools like email, calendar, slide creation, and even shopping. And it's rolling out in select markets, expanding to WhatsApp. In plain English, this isn't just a chatbot anymore. It's an AI that takes initiative. It can see a task, figure out the steps, and start doing them across your digital life. But crucially, you can jump in at any point and tell it, no, not like that, do this instead. For builders, this elevates our idea of assistance from just passive chat interfaces to proactive agents that can own end-to-end workflows. And that real-time steering, that's a brand new UX pattern. It's a way to give users control over autonomous systems, making them safer and more controllable, which is a huge step for user trust and adoption. Also, some great news from GitHub. They're introducing stacked pull requests now in public preview. This feature lets developers split large changes into ordered independently reviewable layers with support via CLI, web, and Copilot. In plain English, anyone who's ever worked on a big software project knows the pain of massive pull requests. They're hard to review, they lead to merge conflicts, and they slow everything down. And stacked PRs break that big chunk into smaller sequential pieces. It's like building a wall one brick at a time instead of trying to put up a whole prefab wall at once. For builders, especially those of us on AI product teams that are iterating incredibly fast, this is huge. It can significantly speed up code review, drastically reduce merge conflicts, and generally boost your team's iteration velocity. And the fact that it works alongside AI coding assistants like Copilot means that as AI helps you write code faster, this helps you integrate it faster too. It's a workflow multiplier. Moving to policy, the US Senate just had a hearing chaired by Senator Deb Fischer, and it highlighted AI infrastructure as a national security priority. The discussion emphasized high bandwidth, low latency networks and AI's role in optimizing and securing them, with a specific focus on rural and industrial needs. In plain English, the government isn't just thinking about AI models, they're thinking about the physical backbone that makes AI possible. They see that strong, fast, and reliable networks are absolutely critical, not just for innovation, but for the country's defense and economic competitiveness. For builders, this signals potential federal support and frameworks that could directly impact how we design and deploy AI infrastructure. It also elevates network reliability and latency as core product constraints, meaning if your AI product needs to be fast and always available, the government might actually help create the conditions for that. This focus on rural and industrial needs also opens up interesting market opportunities for builders looking to solve problems in underserved areas. Finally, something really interesting from the education front: students drafted the Students First Act for K-12 AI use. This proposes AI literacy programs, bans on AI for writing assignments and tests, oral defenses for AI assisted work, and due process steps before cheating accusations. It actually passed 80-16 and was presented to education leaders. In plain English, this isn't a bunch of adults imposing rules on kids. It's the kids themselves trying to figure out how to live with AI in their education. They're thinking about fairness, how to learn responsibly, and what legitimate use looks like. For builders in the edtech space, this is a clear signal about future users. They expect transparency, accountability, and auditability in their tools. It encourages us to build in strong oversight features like clear usage logs and design for compliance. If you are building an AI tool for education, you need to be thinking about how students will interact with it, and crucially, how institutions will verify that interaction. This isn't just about preventing cheating, it's about fostering responsible AI use from the ground up. Now, out of all these important shifts, the one that really grabs my attention and feels like a foundational change for builders is Meta's Muse Spark 1.1 and its move into autonomous agents with real-time steering. This marks a seismic shift from what we might call AI that helps to AI that does, and that's going to reshape everything from product design to questions of liability and fundamental user trust. What happened here is Meta, which already launched Muse Spark back in April as a multimodal model with some basic tool use, has now shown us something far more advanced. The July 24th update demonstrates actual autonomous workflows operating at scale. These agents aren't just giving you suggestions, they're planning, executing, and integrating directly into core consumer messaging surfaces like WhatsApp and Messenger. Imagine an AI agent scheduling a meeting, drafting an email, or even helping you shop, all on its own initiative based on your context. Why this matters right now is because this capability isn't just an incremental improvement, it fundamentally redefines the role of AI in our products. No longer are we just building co-pilots or smart search bars, we're now building systems that can act independently. This challenges current product design paradigms where user control is usually at the start or end of a process. Now, the control point is continuous. It also introduces massive questions around liability, who's responsible if the agent makes a mistake, and critically, it forces us to rethink trust. Can users truly trust an AI that operates autonomously, even if they can jump in? The answers to those questions are going to shape the next generation of AI products. So, who should really care about this? Well, if you're a founder or a product manager, this is your wake up call. How do your existing products change if users expect an AI to just do things for them rather than merely assist? You should be exploring how to adopt this real-time steering pattern into your products. Can users interrupt and redirect a multi-step process in your SaaS? Think about integrating autonomous workflows into your scheduling tools, CRMs, or e-commerce platforms. For big companies, especially those in workplace communications or productivity suites, these messaging native agents from Meta pose a significant challenge. If your customers can get proactive assistance directly in WhatsApp, why would they switch to a different app for every task? Keep a close eye on Meta's phased market rollouts because they'll provide important regulatory signals. And for the infra versus application layer builders, these application layer agents are going to drive huge demand for new orchestration, safety, and monitoring infrastructure. How do you log, audit, and secure an AI that's making independent decisions? That's a massive opportunity. How I think about it as a builder is to shift my mental model. We're moving from a car where AI is the advanced cruise control to a car where AI is the driver, but you, the human, still have your foot on the brake and your hands on the steering wheel, ready to take over at any moment. The key opportunity here is to build products that make agent intent legible and interruptible. The goal isn't just autonomy, it's controllable autonomy. Think about the friction points in multi step workflows in your business or your users' lives. Can an agent smooth those out, and how do you ensure the user always feels in command, not just a passenger? This isn't just about building the agent, it's about building the interface for human agent collaboration. My Nobi's take on this is that the real innovation isn't just that these agents can do things. Many tools have had API integrations. The genuine breakthrough is the combination of autonomous planning and real time user steering integrated deeply into ubiquitous platforms. This is a foundational shift in human computer interaction. But, and it's a big but, we have to be aware of the risks and hype. If the steering UX isn't clear, if users don't understand what the agent is doing or why, it'll just add friction, not remove it. Tool integrations will inevitably be limited at first, so don't expect it to solve everything overnight. And frankly, massive questions around liability, privacy, and regional compliance remain completely unresolved. So, while it's incredibly exciting, approach it with a builder's pragmatism. If you want one practical takeaway from today's episode, here it is. Experiment with prototyping real-time agent steering for a multi-step task so users can interrupt and redirect without having to restart the entire process. This is about building trust and control into agentic workflows. Here's how to try it in under 60 minutes. First, pick a simple multi-step task that currently takes too much back and forth. Maybe it's drafting an email based on a calendar event or updating a CRM record based on a series of user inputs, something where a sequence of actions happens. Second, use a large language model, even a free tier API like from Anthropic or OpenAI, to generate a step-by-step plan for that task. You can prompt it, given task, enumerate the precise steps an AI agent would take to complete this. Make sure the steps are granular. Third, build a super simple user interface that displays these enumerated steps. It could be a basic web page or even just a text-based console output. Crucially, next to each step, add a control like a button or a text input field that says redirect next action or edit this step. Finally, implement a basic feedback loop. So when a user clicks redirect or edits a step, take that new instruction and feed it back to your agent logic for the next action it considers. Don't worry about full execution yet. Just focus on the planning and redirecting. The goal is to see how fluidly a user can intervene. Why this specific experiment is worth your time right now is because understanding this dynamic of user control over autonomous systems is going to be central to how you design successful agentic products. It helps you grapple with failure modes, build explicit verification loops, and ultimately design for trust. You'll quickly see where the challenges are in making an AI's intent legible and its actions controllable. That's it for today's No BS AI briefing. If this helped, follow the show in your podcast app and share it with one builder you know. And if you've got questions or topics you want covered, connect with me on LinkedIn and send them over. See you in the next briefing.